Hannah didn't react, she responded. Now let's talk about reaction versus response for a second, okay? Some people use both these words synonymously, they use them alternatively, but I think there's a huge difference between reacting and responding. When Hannah was misunderstood by Eli the high priest, he was actually supposed to be the mediator between God and man during that time, and she was misjudged by him, who was supposed to be a source of encouragement, a source of comfort. He mistook her to be a worthless woman, a wicked woman, a drunkard. She could have reacted, but she didn't. She calmly responded. It's easy to react when we are in anguish, when we are going through pain, whether it's physical or emotional, when we are really distressed, but she responded with respect. She said, "No, my Lord. No, my Lord." The strength of our character is revealed in really how we react. Our reaction to the situation can literally have the power to change the entire situation itself. That's why I like the verse in Proverbs 15th chapter verse 1. It says, "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." A reaction can be instantaneous. It can be driven by a trigger and a bias in our subconscious mind. When you say or do something without thinking, that's the subconscious mind running the show. Our unconscious mind, it's running the show. A reaction can be biased. It can be based on the moment, and it doesn't take into consideration long-term effects of what you do or you say. A reaction is something that you may regret later. I love this powerful quote. It goes, "Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it." Isn't that beautiful? You may have heard this, that stress kills us, but I'll say stress doesn't kill us. Our reaction to it does. Learning to respond calmly is one of the greatest traits, if not the greatest trait, that will not only help you in your relationships with fellow human beings, but also with the Lord Almighty. And what comes to my mind is the Syrophoenician woman. Remember her, the Syrophoenician woman who came to Jesus to ask for her daughter's healing? Jesus replied with one of the strangest replies ever recorded in the Bible. He says, "I can't take the bread that belongs to the children and toss it to their dogs." You know what her response was? It was absolutely beautiful. And that response even amazed Jesus, which in turn made him say, "Your faith is great. It shall be done for you as you wish." He granted her request because of her response. So for those of us who are still struggling to respond graciously instead of reacting impulsively, Hannah is a great example. Hannah was a gentle, humble, wise, even-tempered woman. She didn't react or retaliate even when she was wrongly misunderstood. She didn't even explain herself to the point of exhaustion to anybody. She processed her pain in the right place, in prayer. And I want to read this one last verse before we close. 1 Samuel 1st chapter 20th verse. "It came about in due time after Hannah had conceived that she gave birth to a son, and she named him Samuel, saying, Because I have asked him of the Lord." You see, it came about in due time. In due time. Beautiful words. In the meantime, we should all be doing what Hannah did, responding instead of reacting, pouring out our heart to the Lord instead of to people or to people who can't change our situation, and being grateful and expectant of the Lord's answer. He will answer our prayers in due time. Samuel was one of the greatest prophets in Israel. Peninnah may have shined like a pearl. She may have had many children, but no one came close to the significance that Samuel had. That's because Hannah had the grace of God on her. So don't despair or lose faith when you see others receive answers to their prayers. Don't be envious of others or their testimony. Nothing worth having comes easily. I hope today's video has been an encouragement to you. Thank you.